Okay, this time we're going to start working with the CSS. We have the, HTML here, and you've already seen what it looks like. Pretty ugly. But we're going to give it some style right now. Now, the way this file talks to this file is through this link right here called with the two attributes. It has a relation of style sheet. So in other words, the browser understands that the file we're talking about is going to be parsed as a style sheet, cascading style sheet. And then here's the reference to it. Go into the styles folder and look for main.css included into your document. Alright, so let's go over here, and first thing we're going to add is a generic. This should probably be done in every style sheet. It's a big long one. Bam. Alright, now if you look up here, let me go down here. The way style sheets or cascading style sheet works is you name the attribute that you want to edit. For instance, the body. Alright? And then you put curly Q brackets, not parentheses, but curly Qs. And then inside of the curly Qs, you don't even have to put an enter there, but I do for sake of neatness. And then you can say the attribute here that you want to edit, colon, and then what the result is going to be, or the value, and then a semicolon. And the next one goes to the next line. All right, so I can say body, and I can this is an element. I'm sorry, I said the attribute, but element here, attributes here. All right, that's a big difference. I can do many different things. Like I can say footer. I can say text, and separated by commas. You see how that works. All right. So what we did, I'm going to get rid of this one. That was just for sake of discussion. What we did here is I copied this off a line. Someone else had done this, but this is basically every type of element you can have. There probably are some others, but that I'm going to have in mine. I mean, it covers everything. And I'm just setting the screen, resetting everything to 0, because some browsers have a default margin of like 20 pixels and a default padding. Well, I want mine to be 0. I'm going to clean the slate, start with a brandy spanking new clean chalkboard. So I have margin 0, padding 0, and I'll explain what those mean in a minute. Border is 0. Font sizes 100%. We're not going to deal with any funny stuff. And then font is inherent. That was just included in there. And then font family. This I did change. Now, I personally wanted Comic Sans, MS, and cursive right there. And then from the font family, sans serif. You can go, let me go over here and go to Google, and we'll type in CSS safe fonts, web safe fonts right here. W3 Schools, that website, your friend, has a lot of information. So we'll go there, and if you go down here, you can see these are some fonts that you can choose from. Here's a whole bunch of fonts you can choose from. And these are ones that, the reason it says web safe is most browsers recognize these fonts. Now there are ways to get other fonts, but you would have to include a separate CSS style sheet that includes those fonts. And so right now we're not going to do that. We're just going to use one of the safe fonts. And I looked at a bunch of these, and my pick was the one I just chose there. Wherever it is, I don't even see it now. But anyways, that's the one I chose. All right, back to our deal here. Now, if I go ahead and save this, and then you'll see all the fonts change in a minute when I refresh. There they are. Now, the fonts changed size, and they also changed the font. Oops. They changed the font look too, actual font. So there you go. And you notice that before we did this, there were spaces between all of these things, and there was a space in between, the edge of the browser and when the word started. That all got rid of when I said margin 0, padding 0, and border 0. Now everything is just, it's there. It's a clean slate I can start using. And I can give everything the border that I want it to have, everything the padding I want it to have. And so that's what that means, this opening statement. I'll leave it at that, and then we'll add some more CSS later on.